was out celebrating her 21st birthday when she met a childhood friend who would later murder her and bury her under a construction site only because she did not want to make out with him. Today, I'll be taking you through the story of Annelisa Dulazi. May her soul rest in peace. So, before we begin, I'd like to emphasize that this story is shared with the utmost respect to the victim and their loved ones. Every story I share comes from a place of empathy because these aren't just crimes and statistics, they're lives, families, and memories. My goal is to bring awareness, not to sensationalize or entertain, but to make sure that their story is never forgotten. So, hi, thank you so much for viewing. Please like, comment, and subscribe. Annelisa was born in 1995 to mother Vatiswa Dulazi. She was born in Khayelitsha in Kanini Township by Cape Town, known for crime but also filled with dreams and hustle. She went to Krizani Arts and Culture School where she excelled in drama and music. Her mother trying by all means to keep her from the streets of Khayelitsha, she made sure that she always had extramural activities at which she would always either be rehearsing for music or drama, and she was pretty good at it. After matric, she went to Rhodes University in the Eastern Cape to further her studies as a drama student. She would then participate in youth programs that had to do with empowering and guiding the youth at Rhodes, and she was a really good leader there as well. She did great academically at Rhodes, and she had just completed her second year when she, as usual, went home for holidays. These were December holidays. But this time, her 21st birthday was approaching and she meant to celebrate it. On the 31st of January the following year, she was about to turn 21 years old, so plans were made. She was to go out with her friends for lunch and then later go for drinks to celebrate her 21st birthday. The day came. On the 30th of January 2016, they went out for food and then later on they went for drinks with friends at a nearby tavern. It was called Pet's Tavern. There she met a few of her childhood friends and some neighbors as this was a local tavern. And after some time at the club, she bumped into Monabisi Mbombo, who would later turn out to be her murderer. Monabisi Mbombo was also an artist. He had made a name for himself and had a promising career being a magician. Matter of fact, he had just recently came back from Las Vegas performing magic and was scheduled to be going to Italy a few months later at that time. Annelisa and Monabisi got along well while catching up as they were both very into performing arts. The night went by and the duo left the club together, heading to Monabisi's place, and that was the last time Annelisa was seen alive. The morning following the party, Annelisa's mom was a bit alarmed as to why she had not come back home, or at least phoned her to tell her she was okay. It was unlike her, she claimed. The mom called and a friend picked up saying that Annelisa had left her phone at her place in the charger and she was going to tell her as soon as she shows up. The mother, not so worried anymore, she agreed. But then when the day went by, mom got concerned as to why she hasn't come back or phoned yet still. While the friends, on the other hand, were also getting worried because it was now evening. They alerted the mother that she had left with Monabisi, and because he was known, they all contacted him. But Monabisi claimed that he'd never left with Annelisa from the club. He said yes, he had chilled with her and drank with her, but he never left with her from the club. Annelisa had left with another guy that he didn't know, but he never left with her. There were people who were saying that Annelisa left the club with Monabisi, but there was no proof and nothing could be done. So a missing persons report was filed. The whole neighborhood was disturbed and campaigns were formed to help look for Annalisa. Months went by and there was just nothing tangible about the case, so much that the residents of Kylie Cha protested against the police for not doing enough to find her. After just about 3 months of her missing, in May, Monabisi would miraculously confess to the police. According to Monabisi's confession, when they got to his place that night, they made out, and then all of a sudden, Annalisa wanted to leave. She didn't want to be there anymore. So Monabisi, angered, he then didn't want her to leave. They started arguing, and he accidentally pushed her and she fell, hitting her head and collapsing. Monabisi, then in shock, left his house to a nearby tavern and got some vodka, drank and chilled out a bit. He then came home and found Annalisa still in the position that he had left her in. Frustrated, he took her body, wrapped it in plastic, and figured out that since his neighbor's house was under construction, he could just bury her there, and then when they continue building, she would not be discovered. She would be under the ground forever. He then proceeded to go there. He dug up, he buried her in quite a deep hole inside the house, and then led the police to where he had buried her. Her body was indeed discovered, and her family was alerted. Her mother and the family were relieved to find her, but they were very devastated that she had died, as they still had hope that she would be found somewhere alive. She was buried with love and dignity. Monabisi would later ask for forgiveness, claiming that he had made a mistake and wanted to fix things by confessing and taking accountability. The mother forgave him, stating that he does seem remorseful, so she forgives him and didn't want to hold on to hate, so she forgave him. Monabisi was charged and sentenced to 15 years in prison, and according to South African law, it was possible that he'd be out after about 7 years. He indeed faced jail time. But according to recent updates, he got released from prison and is now working with the Magic Company. How absurd. Annalisa had a very promising future, but her life was taken too soon, unnecessarily and brutally so. May Annalisa's soul rest in peace, and may her family continue to heal. May her story continue to remind us of the importance of awareness, compassion, and justice. Thank you for watching, and thank you for remembering her. Lastly, please help spread awareness by liking and sharing. Also comment if you'd like to suggest a case that I should cover, or if you'd like to add or ask something regarding the case. I'll see you on the next one.